Trudy Lewis and Michael Chesney are two authors who visited UCM's campus for the Pledies and Honors College Writers Series. Both Lewis and Chesney gave a short reading of their books, along with a description of what their book is about.
The book I read today is about roller derby, which is a little bit misleading because only about half of it is about the roller derby and the other half is about the park, Karst Park, where the protagonist is a park ranger. And really it's about space. It's about public space and it's about territory. Part of it is about the war. Part of it is about the economic recession of 2008. So there's a large cast of characters and there are a few settings, but I think that a lot of the theme is just what will you do to protect yourself? How aggressive does a person have to be? What's the role of violence? And how can you stand up for yourself without becoming really a bully?
Michael Chesney's book is full of short stories based on something a lot of people can relate to.
This current book is called I Will Love You for the Rest of My Life, Breakup Stories, and they are breakup stories. They are 29 tales of love gone awry. I think everybody goes through it. Somebody asked a question tonight about do you recommend people going through stuff like this and breaking up? And it's like, yes, it's horrible, but you don't want to marry and stay with your first boyfriend or girlfriend for the rest of your life. So I think everybody goes through this, and out of 29 stories, hopefully somebody recognizes something.
Both of these authors have written unique stories, but how do they come up with the ideas?
I just walk around all day looking at things, and I think one thing that being a writer does is it causes you to pay closer attention to your world. And I think that's the value for anyone, but I'm happy because I'm a person who would just stay in a little bubble if I weren't a writer, and being a writer makes me want to look around.
I think I just walk around and pay attention and think of things, and this sounds like almost rudimentary or even kind of dumb, but I just think a lot, and things pop into my head, and I can take something really simple and turn it into something a lot more complicated or pontificate on it or something like that.
To some, writing a book seems like a long and difficult process. And while it may be, Lewis and Chesney have some advice.
I would say read everything you can possibly read and write. I mean, there's this idea of a writer and being a writer and dressing like a writer, which is all cool, but I think the main thing is to practice, to develop a practice. And I think it's important to have a time when you write, if it's every week or if it's every day, but just kind of a devoted practice.
Read and write as much as you can. That's the only way that you become a writer, is to write. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. Don't get distracted by things like what school you should go to or how often you should write or what kind of paper and pen you're going to write with. Just sit down and write and do that, and that's how you become a writer.
For Lowdown, I'm Natalie DiTilio.